Too quick, eh? Very good.
Okay, so everyone, we'd like to welcome our reporter to our group. How this is going to proceed is we're going to explain our challenges to you on Mondays, and then we'll have 5 minutes to respond to our statement.
So this was what we democratically decided today, that the UCL student occupation calls on the NUS to publicly support all student occupations on the front page of the NUS website and through all available media, to call immediately for a new wave of occupations as a legitimate form of protest against fees and cuts, to organise financial, legal and political aid for all current and future occupations, to call a national day of action on the day of the parliamentary vote on tuition fees, to officially support any staff taking further industrial action on cuts in the education sector.
Yeah, well, let me start off by saying the good news is I feel absolutely happy to be able to fulfil all of those. Let me also say, I think the best thing that I can completely fulfil that. I should also be honest and say I wouldn't just talk about occupation, but I talk about other activities as well, which students' unions can do. But I will ensure that occupations is described as a perfectly legitimate form of action, and that will be on the front page of the website from tomorrow morning. I just want to also say that I think that for too long NUS has perhaps been too cautious and too spineless about being committed to supporting student activism. And if I'm going to be critical of myself, perhaps I spent too long over the last few days doing the same, and I'll come back to that in a second. But I want to be clear and unambiguous right now that wherever there is non-violent, student-supported action, NUS should and NUS will absolutely support that, because what we are facing is utterly disgraceful, and for us to engage in some kind of internal civil war is exactly what our opponents would want, and I, for one, am not going to allow that to happen. So I just want to apologise for my dithering over the last couple of days. But I think I've seen set out, and this is a perfectly sensible way, and indeed one of the key ways in which this campaign is still being out there. And what we need to make sure we're doing now is maximising every possible avenue to keep this, keep the pressure up as much as possible. I know for a fact now that there are Liberal Democrats who had been moving towards the side of voting for the proposals that are now very much wavering, and I think we are only a couple of 2 weeks away from the vote in Parliament on the first phase, which is the higher tuition fees. Clearly we need to still keep fighting even beyond that, because we still need to be questioning the cuts in response to what the sector is facing. I think it's absolutely right that we have another day of action. I want to just say, I want to, tomorrow I'll also be making sure that NUS is clear and unambiguous in its support for Tuesday's actions as well. Right, that is followed up with another day of action, and then in the run to the vote. I don't really want to say any more. I think you've done enough speaking with your actions, and I'm pleased to be here, and I want to support you in the ways that I can to make sure that you keep up the good work. Thanks very much. And thanks.